You are live. The winds have died down. There's a storm afoot. Then a couple of storms come through Austin. They're not very big yet, but it might drop some rain. We don't know yet. I'm not checking the radar right now. I'm filming. So letting you guys know that you're in the United States of America. You're in Texas. You're in Austin. You're live. This is the jail. This is jail support. And the media's out here. There are individuals that are adverse to being filmed, and yeah, I feel bad for them. We're 2025 now. You're filmed all the time. Just get used to it. If you're not used to it yet, you're whatever. Police pulled me over on the way here. How many cameras was that? How many cameras do you pass walking down the road or driving down the road? The city's getting automatic license readers on their police cars. They already have them. They're getting more. They're going to have AI-driven automatic license readers. How's that going to work out for you? Practicing their lines. Mic check, can you hear me? I'm not running my boom mic right now. I'm trying to respect the wishes of people that don't want to be filmed. But there's a lot of police that don't want to be filmed also, and that believe you need consent from them, or else they'll attack you. Little horse from the tear gas last night. There's a lot of bad lawyers out here too. You gotta look at these lawyers. They'll play you out in a heartbeat. So the word is between 12 and 15 people were arrested last night. What's up, man? At the protests. There were several groups involved, including Dare to Struggle, PSL, and others. I'm not sure what all organizations were involved. Some student organizations from UT, some organizations that are anti-war, yeah, some of that. And Dare to Struggle, they work with, they have another group that they're associated with called Communities for Justice, I believe it is. And so they do justice work, and they do what you call it? I don't know what you call it. They're protesters, and they organize for action. And hopefully, we're hoping to see some action for the trans community that's been attacked here in Austin by the police and brutally attacked. Oh, there's George Law right there. Law, and he thinks he's something. I don't know. All I know is he got his client a house arrest with an ankle monitor. Well, I don't know, house arrest for protesting against the war at University of Texas. Taking her paycheck. There's a lot of cameras right here. Don't film us. Don't film us. You think Zooks gives a crap about us and our feelings? If you don't like the law, you're gonna have to change the law. But the law is that cameras in public are part of your daily scenario. If you're online, stuff stays. You can delete it or whatever. Stuff stays in archives. Like if you delete stuff off your phone or off of whatever, any kind of electronic device, it can be recovered. If you delete your texts and your apps and all that, they can usually be recovered too. So, you know, with the subpoena or whatever. So, forensic tools. Unit number 87. Can't read it. Can't read the license plate on the bottom very well either, since the bar is in the way. There it is. Some of these are probably recording, like this one here. Foxtrot Tango Delta 8960. So yeah, if you look at the live feed last night, you'll see that the police just literally attacked the crowd. They told people to get in the street, and then they told people that they were violating the law and that they had to be on the sidewalk. So they told them to get off the sidewalk, they told them to get on the sidewalk. One undercover DPS officer was wearing a keffiyeh, and he was trying to pretend to be a Palestinian anti-war protester, and that's religious garb. And so he should not have been wearing that. And he jumped a 12-foot fence, climbed a 12-foot fence to attack some protesters of color, some brown people. And they arrested 2 brown people. So between 12 and 15, possibly more, protesters were attacked. And, well, many were attacked with tear gas, with all sorts of things. Let's see what we got here. These guys don't want to be filmed either, right? Is that what you're going to tell me? Who do you work for? They're not going to tell you.
Live at the Travis County Jail of Travis.
Look, we're live.
Some anti-ICE protesters in Austin.
Couldn't get a real job, ended up wearing brown shirt. Joined the Nazi party. They're signing up right now. If you need to join the Nazi party, they're signing up. 50 grand. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So I'm the only unpaid reporter right here, right now. These paid shills are all just public voices for the oppressor. They're all white, as you can see. I'm not white. Huh? I'm telling you, look, it's the face of white supremacy. Or is it the mouth of white supremacy? So the news hasn't even heard of Dare to Struggle because they didn't get the news. But Dare to Struggle was a whole different group that was organizing at the J.J. Pickle Center. Yeah, where cops were first deployed. And then the PSL group walked into the middle of their march around from the Capitol, and they marched to the J.J. Pickle, and then there was a mingling, right, of groups. And then the PSL, they left. The cops showed up, and the PSL ran away at one point in front of Pickle, which is a federal building. It was closed. It wasn't doing anything. But there was some graffiti I did not get pictures of. There was some chalk or whatever. It's all been cleaned up. I just drove by there. I didn't get pictures of it. Everyone thinks they're a cop, you know what I mean? So yeah, Dare to Struggle was a big organizer. They've been working with the trans community and other oppressed communities. So I want you to take a look at these cameras up here. People are saying don't film them, and look at these cameras. What do you even call that kind of camera? It's not point tilt zoom. It's like a merry-go-round. Hey, you know what kind of camera that is? What do they call that?
Just a camera, as far as I know. Maybe a PTZ or something like that.
Yeah, but it's like a merry-go-round, or more than a PTZ. So I don't know.
I don't know the name for it, honestly.
If you find out, let me know. Yeah. Tell your masters I'm here. Anyways, whatever. So, back where we were interviewing people. So this is not real media that you're looking at. If it's in this viewfinder, it's not real. And we're not taking pictures of anybody that is sensitive, hopefully. Unfortunately, the cameras are everywhere, and somebody's taking film of you that you're not trying to oppress. Oh yeah, here's a person who doesn't want to film. Probably working for the government. Who knows? Yeah, I got the automatic license reader on the back of that SUV. Blacked out SUV. ALRs are back. They call them ALPRs for the automatic license plate readers, but yeah, that's because the new ones are AI driven, supposedly. You're live, liver than live, beyond live. Watching the corporate media heads monger around like lemmings for their master. Yeah. Yeah, fuck the police. I agree. FTP is an American outcry from the oppressed. It's the most real thing that you've ever heard on the news, but you've never heard it. You know why? Because the news is not real. The news, they're just putting out their narrative for their masters. They're totally censored. The last time we had a major censorship program was in Vietnam. And then, of course, in the Patriot Act and Homeland. I think George W. had was it a program of disinformation? Here comes another Zooks again. Don't film me! Don't film me! Please don't film me, I'm so scared. Deal with it. The flags are limp today. What's going on with my Zoom though? For real, what's going on with the Zoom? Whatever. There's my friend Charles. Uh-oh. Alright. There's my friend Charles. Uh-oh. Alright, so there's my friend Charles Medeiros from the Landon Nobles trial of the century. $67 million. Largest jury award in U.S. history. The media barely covered it. Yeah, I filmed that night. I filmed that murder by police. It's talking about how talking about the law and how I won the federal lawsuit against the police in the city for the press, for our press rights. Also, the media is not covering that. They don't really, so that's why these aren't real press. They're not worried about their rights. The Fox News reporter got attacked at UT by, I think by UTP, or I don't know. There's 4 agencies there. But, yeah, he never sued that I know of. Hiram just got arrested again. He's in the 5th estate, right? He's a citizen journalist. Hiram, he's a YouTuber. We're not the same. Just to let you know, we're not the same thing. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I'm the press, and this is what I do. I've been doing it for longer than most people have been doing anything. So, yeah, I've got good reasons. I see that what's going on. I see where we're heading, and I'm proactive, and I'm not going to be reactive. You know what I mean? Well, we're all reactive, but I'm not going to be as reactive. I'm trying to protect your children from the same rights that a lot of you are letting go. A lot of these lawyers are letting go. And I keep telling these lawyers they're not engaged in this game, and they're late to the party. There's some lawsuits that need to happen. Speaking of lawyers, oh God, I thought that was Taylor. I do not like Taylor. He owes me $1,000. I'm gonna get it too. I'm gonna get $1,000 from him. I already filed a bar complaint against him. A lot of lawyers. Here comes a little rain. Here comes a little rain. There's some more lawyers. They dress nice, huh? Lawyers in suits. Lawyers in cheap suits. Check the radar. Hold on, y'all. All right, we're back. Just checking the weather. It looks like it drifted off to the east, and it looks like it'll be super light. Kind of like a little rainy day over my favorite little pond. Fishing. Ain't much. So these guys got the cameras all covered now. Wish I could make this thing zoom right. So they're just waiting on people to be released. Hey, Canada. Was it Canada? Is that right? What did I say? Hold on. Big ups from Canada. So I got a question. If you're in Canada, is it Canada? A Canada. And is Z always Z? Those are my 2 questions. Okay, I got 2 questions. Anyhow, the workers are here. There's a worker over there working on the tarp. Anyhow, so what was I gonna say? So between 12 and 15 people were arrested last night due to police violence way down south in, well, they're down here in the belly of the beast now. In the belly of the fucking beast. So can you fix my tickets? That's what I thought. So yeah, been messing with the assistant city managers. They don't, I don't know, we played phone tag a little, but they don't really want to talk to me about tickets. All the rest of these press guys, they don't get tickets, but I do. So yeah, that's all bullshit. I'm more pressed than any of these idiots here. I'll tell you, when the police attacked the crowd last night. They gave some disperse. There was actually APD officer, Senior Corporal Seebeck, which I've had to sue in federal court. He was there. There's the Zooks again. Zooks, don't film me. I've had to sue him in federal court. He arrested me in a public parking lot for filming him hassling black women in a custom car during Texas relays, 5-6 years ago at least. And I sued him in federal court, but the lawyers here weren't amenable to helping us, again, be proactive in defending our rights. And so that case was dismissed due to process and deadlines and whatnot, access to law. But that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you got to lose to appeal and to win and do other stuff, which is, it's just that you got to have a longer term strategy sometimes in a system that's corrupt. You got to keep pressing them. So as a member of the press, you need to press. The press needs to press. It's a verb. It's not just a noun. It's a verb. It's not just an organization that you get a paycheck from. It's something that you do for a living. If you're not doing that for a living, if you're telling the city and the police, hey, just tell us your narrative, we'll repeat it for you, we love you. If you've got the boot all the way down your throat of oppression, if you got the boot of oppression all the way down your throat, and you're not licking it right. So you actually have to speak up for the people who are oppressed. You have to speak up for the most marginalized people. If you're not doing that, and I don't think you're the press, you're the mouthpiece. You're the mouthpiece. I'm talking to you, KXN, Fox, KView, KUT, The Chronicle, CBS, ABC, DEF, all that bullshit, all of them. It's just another acronym like FBI, CIA, NSA. It's just all one lockstep lie together. They're never going to tell you the truth. They're never going to tell you the truth. They're never going to tell you the truth. In the next uprising, you're going to have to deal with the press. You're going to have to deal with the lawyers. You're going to have to deal with the system. You're going to have to deal with all of it because you're oppressed by a whole group of people who live a white lie. They believe that they're superior. When they have to steal land and use slaves to make their society, they're not superior. They didn't have any freaking pyramids. They didn't have pyramids. We had pyramids. Think about who had pyramid technology, and think about who was groveling around inbreeding inside of a cave. You can't grovel around for tens of thousands of years inside of a cave. Oh, like they're trying to zoom in on these people. Look at them, they're trying to zoom in, telling me not to film, but they're not worried about these guys. Anyway, so yeah. What was I saying? So not superior, inferior, and their narrative is a lie, and that's the whole lie. I mean, that's the whole truth. You can't tell the truth because it would expose the lies. And so when I do that, they shake their heads, they get uncomfortable, they don't feel good. I'm sure I wouldn't feel good either if my people were the oppressor in the time of great oppression just as much as when they stole this land in the first place. This MAGA bullshit, white supremacist Nazi regime is supported by the press. Those press, not me, not all press, but most of the mainstream media. I mean, all the mainstream media, I'm sorry. Most of the mainstream, even the alternative mainstream. You know, look at InfoWars. Look at InfoWars. Look at Hiram. Look at Jeff Zavala. Look at any of the normal people here. They don't really tell you, like, they won't say that Freemasons control your government. They won't say that Nazis have infiltrated your government since whenever the Project Paperclip. You can look it up. It's American history. These guys here don't know about the Stanford prison experiment and the psychological damage that they do when they're working for the oppressor. They don't understand what they're doing to people. But eventually, there's going to be a reckoning and a purge. And you know, I know which side of the camera I'm standing on. I'm standing on the people's side. I'm not talking to the police and the government asking what their opinion is. And if I do, it's just to expose them for their lies. Because I'm into the truth. And you can't be into the truth when there's a bunch of lies everywhere. Hold on, I'm gonna pan up, y'all. Okay, where are we? So, back to the story. So last night, it's really complex. It went on for 2 or 3 hours into the night. The police kept chasing protesters around the city who were peaceably protesting. There was some graffiti on the front of the JJ Pickle things, like fuck ICE, fuck MAGA, fuck Trump, whatever. I don't know. That's typical free speech things that are allowed by law. And unfortunately, that's the law. If you don't like the law, you can move to North fucking Korea. Speaking of which, speaking of CBS, look at that. CBS. You're gonna need that lie. I mean, you basically could shove it up your ass and still do the same lie, I think. I don't think you need to have it in your hand anymore. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so there. It was done, the graffiti was like with paint pens or what is it, the shoe polish, that's what I was thinking of, the shoe polish, something, chalk, things that you can be removed. They're all removed now. The mats are, the walking mats out front have been washed off. Everything's been dealt with, and there's security out in front of the building right now when I drove by. So, you know, really not property damage, just like low-level criminal mischief and in the name of free speech, in the name of protest. You have a right to protest your government under the First Amendment. You have the right to... Bye! Nice talking to you. You're doing a great job. So, what, I'm not allowed to troll the fake press anymore either? What are the rules? What are my rules? Whose rules do I fucking follow out here? That's what I don't understand. I don't know if you know me very well, but I don't follow rules. I do what I need to do, and my ethics are usually better than this lawyer right here's ethics. This lawyer right here probably pleads out his clients, and even when they're innocent, and doesn't believe his clients, and he's probably racist. But I don't know him, so that's an assumption, huge assumption. I mean, making an ass out of you and me, whatever. But I've been watching the courts for 20 years here, and I've seen a lot, and yeah, I've seen people call their clients names in elevators. I've seen many lawyers tell their clients that they're gonna go ahead and get a warrant, you know, all that. I've seen many of them. They're leaving. What else? Just tilt this up for a second. Oh, that's a court official right there. Court officials. So, yeah, so then the police showed up, and it was Corporal Seebeck, like I told you, was in charge. He's been in charge of the UT arrests. He's been in charge of a lot of protest arrests, and he's a bad cop. That Peaceful Streets Project, way back in the day, documented pretty well. He arrested Antonio Bueller, or Mike Bluehair. He was part of that arrest. He attacked Mike Bluehair for simply filming the police and all that. What else? Let's see. So there was a group of people there, and then PSL came and marched from the Capitol. So I was at the Dare to Struggle event, and the PSL came and marched through them, through the J.J. Pickle streets, and then went wherever the heck they went. And some of them stayed or whatever. But then when the police came, more police came, and there's the green doors where the police come through. They're bringing somebody else to jail right now. Who knows? Could be you. If you're watching this live stream and you've now been arrested by the police, I'm so sorry. Pay attention to where the police are at all times, and always have extra cameras. You can never have too many cameras when it comes to your police. Also, in the case of a traffic accident where the other driver has a different story, just play the video. The video is its own evidence. In many cases, there's a jail bus, so they're leaving, going to Del Valle. As others come in, others are going to Del Valle. It's the county, the jail outside of town. There it goes. I've been on that many times. None of these other reporters have, that they'll care to admit at least. As a member of the press, I'm pretty hardcore, you would say, so that's why I don't really take a lot of guff from people. I'm just gonna point down here for a minute. So, yeah, then I'm trying to remember, at what point did they fire? I mean, there was helicopters, there was drones, there was I saw the Statesman reporter, I believe it is, a Statesman photographer, at the, I forget his name, but he's been at all the George Floyds. He's pretty hardcore. I've seen him in a helmet and stuff with like a, I don't know, armor plating. He was there I saw him and a couple others up on this parking garage where they could get a better shot and not be in that scrum. You want to try to avoid being in the middle of the crowd, or being where the cops are coming towards. So you want to get behind the police, or to the side, or above. You want to get somewhere. And so I went up there where they were and was filming from above, and the police started shooting tear gas at people that were protesting in the road for no reason, because there was no, like I said, there was no violence. They told them to leave the J.J. Pickle, and people left, and then they chased them, and this is what happens. This is what the UT police did to us when they arrested us.
With the offering blood?
No.
Would you like to interview for the press?
No, we're good. Thank you.
About justice or injustice? No, you're complicit? Thank you. Just documenting. You've been documented. So, lawyers and, I don't know, random people working for the courts. So what was I saying? So yeah, they started, and then one person picked up, like you see in the movies, not even in the movies, in the video movies from LA, from around the world. One person picked up the tear gas canister, which they're super hot, right? Because there's a chemical reaction. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Some of these things have been outlawed in the Geneva Convention, but hey, why not use them on American citizens? So, mind you, this is American police state versus the American citizens that they swore an oath to protect, even though the Supreme Court says they don't have to. They still swore an oath. It doesn't really matter. It shows that they're not real men and women if they're gonna, if they're and whatever, that they're gonna attack people on homeland soil, and so yeah, they fired tear gas and it wafted. It was circling around because of the wind downtown with all the buildings. It's not a direct wind; it's indirect, and it channels and does things like swirls. And so the wind was swirling. The police were getting tear gas from both the tear gas that had been returned to them, and it was sitting under a vehicle or something, one of their police vehicles, and then it's smoking, and then all the tear gas that was wafting back towards them and circling. And so they didn't get as much, but like hundreds of people got tear gassed that were just trying to say, hey, leave us alone, leave people alone. Like, we want justice, we're not injustice. So hundreds of people, and yeah, it was bad. People were coughing. It was bad. But they had the pepper spray pellet guns, like an air rifle. They had all that stuff. But let's see. So then the protesters left, and then the police kept following them and attacking. And at one point, we saw some undercovers. One was heavy-set brown cop that jumped over like a 12-foot fence with some others. They had to climb this fence and then jump down to come get two people of color, two brown guys that were, I don't know, protesting, walking down the sidewalk. I don't know what the heck they got them for. I assume for nothing, but you know, you can believe the police narrative, or you can believe the people. You can believe the police or the people, but you can't believe them both. That's the problem with that. And the police are known liars, psychopathic liars, psychosociopathic. Anyhow, so yeah, they arrested these guys, and the one cop was wearing a religious garment, a keffiyeh, that is often seen in the black and white, is often seen on Palestinian protesters against the war in Palestine, against Palestine, the war in Gaza. I can't try to learn the language a little bit better so I don't mispronounce people's cultures. You know, that was ridiculous. And then that cop ran away. He didn't want to identify. He ran away. We tried to get him identified, but we got him in the live stream, and we got some screenshots, and we've already distributed his face. So the undercover can't really be an undercover anymore if his face has been exposed. Truly. So what else? This is what it looks like. The rain did not come because of all the concrete in Austin is burning it up. Burn it.
You're really disrespectful.
All right, so just listening to people whine at me earlier, it just rings in my head when people whine at me about what I do, what I fight for, and then they want to tell me I can't do something I'm doing. What else is it? Okay, so it went on into the night around the streets. Everywhere the protesters went, the police came after them. It was both DPS. They brought the MRAP, Bearcats, whatever, the tanks. They were hanging out of the tanks with their gun, with their I think they were airsoft rifles or less lethal, whatever it is. Yeah, they were all there. And they used a lot of rounds. They spent, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, in police action to quell First Amendment protected speech. And it's illegal. What the police did was illegal. And right now there's people in jail for doing what's legal, while police that did something illegal, and the people that authorized them in the government should be in jail. They should be the one oppressed. That's the problem with this scenario. is you should not go to jail for protesting your government for redress of grievances or being anti-war or having unpopular speech. You should not go to jail for it, because they don't arrest the Klan for having their speech and having Klan rallies and marches. They don't arrest the Ku Klux Klan. They don't arrest neo-Nazis. And, you know, these cops aren't getting arrested for all their crap. Would you like to interview there? What's your name and badge number? I'll just call you shit ass. Is that what you want to be called? Anyways, I'm tired of these cops not giving their name and badge numbers. If I don't know your name, I can give you any name I want. Trump gives people names all the time. He called people from other countries shitholes. You remember that? That's a presidential statement. But they denied it. I might have problems with some of these activists, these brand new activists. They don't want to be filmed. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so like, we're waiting. There's one of my friends, well, used to be my friend, I'm not sure. I can't say their name. Supposedly already got bonded and is ready to get out. Probably a PR bond, which is called a personal recognizance bond. In Travis County, you get a PR bond. I've seen some other videos, or I was watching actually this network on TV that's just, I don't know what the heck. They had a bonding thing, and they have other names, BI or something, other bonds in other places, but here it's called PR bond, personal recognizance bond. It costs between like $20 and $40. You don't have to pay it at all, but they try to coerce you to pay it anyway. And let's see what we got here. Got something going on. Let's zoom out a little bit. So anyhow, that one person out of all of like 12 or a dozen or more protesters is Carly. One of my lawyers. Mail call. Yeah. Remember that guy? Yeah. I'm old. Inmates don't get mail here, by the way. The system gets mail. What was I gonna say? So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we don't have justice if the police and these tyrants don't go to jail. Like these guys right here probably need to be in jail. These guys right here probably need a PR bond. Or not. They're probably a flight risk. So there was an APD officer that raped his girlfriend. I think he was married. Austin police officer. And he raped his girlfriend and murdered her. And then they gave him a bond. They let him get out. There's Chanel. I mean, there's my friend. So, what was I saying? So, like, he raped and killed his wife. Raped and killed his girlfriend behind his wife's back. Fled the country on bond because he's a flight risk. All these cops are flight risks. So they shouldn't be given bond to get out of jail. Christopher Taylor is a flight risk. He's out on bond, I believe. He's appealing his case or something. He murdered at least 2 people that we know of. One was a doctor, a PhD. The other one was Mike Ramos, a black and brown man. Both people were of color, or minority, I should say. What's going on? A bunch of people wearing pink. Anyhow, There's the parking guy. These guys collect revenue. Yeah.
I don't mean to bother you, sorry.
No, you're right.
Can you pull out your phone real quick? For the GPS?
I'm filming with it. What are you trying to find?
I was just trying to see, if I go to the Republic Square Center, downtown, you know where the
Square
bus is?
Okay.
You know how to get there?
Yeah, you just go down here and straight down. It's like.
What bus is it?
All right, sorry about that. I had to help a young man find a park, the bus stop thing. Anyhow, so let's tune into something better than the jail, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so these cops are bad. Dusterhoff, Assistant Chief Dusterhoff, was strangling women and having sex with them while he's strangling them until they're unconscious. That was the kind of shit he was into. He'd film it on the police phone. He was getting a blowjob when he was assistant chief. He was getting a blowjob in his office. Hold on, y'all. I want to go talk to my